Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joao, and
Brian.
we're here back with another episode of Playing the Part, where we talk about what we've been playing so far. And in this episode, we're going to be covering two games that we like. Mine's going to be Split Fiction, and Brian's going to be doing
Unicorn Overlord.
And without further ado, Brian, you want to kick it off?
Yep, do that. So Unicorn Overlord was made by this indie company that's been very like anime niche type of company. This was kind of like their big one that kind of like hit the mainstream a little bit. Really well done. You have the kind of very anime flat kind of looking sprites, but kind of in the 3D world. If you looked at, they also did games like Odin Sphere and
okay.
like, things like that. So you had that
type
of like
art style, yeah.
really well done. It's a whole story about kingdom gets overthrown by another kingdom. Prince runs away and secretly gets trained by the knight of the kingdom. Finally gets old enough, so he kind of goes back to his homeland and like reclaims his kingdom, and then like frees up the rest of the whole world from this evil tyranny of an old kingdom that was lost in time. And it was one of those where very anime-ish storylines where it was an old kingdom back a couple centuries ago that lost the power, and now an evil sorcerer has come and basically taken the spirits of those citizens and put them in newer nowadays people that kind of possess them and everything, and so they would follow on like what they did back in the old days. And now you're just kind of like freeing people, and as you continue the area, you recruit up to, I think it was 70, 75 different recruits you can have. It was a really good game. At the end of it, though, it was not my type of game, I will say. Okay. It's very more focused on like a squad building thing, because you have like 10 different squads you can put in, and you can level them up. Eventually, you start off with only 3 people you can put in each squad, and you get 4 and 5 eventually. And each character you kind of can recruit is a different class.
Okay.
So you have your knight on a cavalry, you have just a shieldman, you have a guy that has a giant greatsword, you have Valkyries, you have people riding griffins or riding dragons, and each one have good things, bad things against them. So you want to kind of like pair them up with people that can compensate for the weaknesses of the leaders and stuff like that. Or you just like full on flying team that's like cool. People that are like, just regular swordsmen can't hit flying people. So just go at it. And the battle system is kind of set up to where it's kind of tactical. You're on a map, you kind of just point them to where to go to. They'll slowly walk to the area, they meet an enemy, they fight. And the fights happen all automatically. So it's all about you building the team, all about you building the squad.
So you have to prepare as best as you can.
Yep.
So okay.
And what's nice about this as well is once you kind of like you click on your guy and you kind of like click on the other guy like good to go and attack, you can kind of see how the battle will kind of unfold. It's not guaranteed to unfold this way, but you can kind of tell like, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy. Like, cool, go after them. Oh, they're gonna kill me. Let me get my other squad that's different. Oh yeah, they kill them. Cool. Let me pop into there.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, like I just made an all-powerful team that just decimated anybody that came to it, and it pretty much had the main prince that you have, and I'm like, yep, this is the king, the lord squad that just dominates everybody. Like, yep, just go. And it was really good. Had a really good story. Very, like I said, anime-ish kind of type of story, but it got kind of repetitive in the sense of, okay, cool, we got to a new area, we see a little cutscene, we have a battle to free the area, cool, we might get a new person, we might not. Go to the next area, do the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was that type of formula the entire time, and it was just like, cool. Like, after the first kind of country you liberated, it's the same thing the next country. Same thing the next. I'm like, all right, like, I'm just kind of getting a little bored. It's kind of getting a little repetitive. And at that point, too, like, since there's so many characters, and there's only 8 squads you can make, so you have like 20 characters you don't use at all then.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like, all right, these are my people, I'm not going to touch my squad anymore, and I'm just steamrolling everything.
So it's one of those things where it doesn't give you the incentive to dabble.
Yep. And you can, like, I also played on like normal mode too, so you can also go on a hard mode area where it's more, you can fine tune your squads, and you kind of need to make sure that your squad is good against this opponent type of thing. But that's not really my type of thing to do, to kind of min-max scenarios. I just kind of like to go through the story, I said, story was good. I enjoyed that. The battle system it just kind of fell flat for me. But then again, like I said, it's not my type of like I don't build squads, lump and go. Like I want to be part of my thing, go fight
Be a
this,
part of the fights
decide
too.
this,
Yeah.
decide this, attack this person.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like all automatic, like kind of it was. I enjoyed that it was kind of automatic in a sense because there was a lot of battles. There was a lot of like one-on-one fights, and if I had to like boom, go and fight, like because it was already like a 50, 60 hour. If I had to like manually fight every single time.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question, like how long the game was.
It would have been like a 120 hour game, like easily. But like, there's a lot to do. There's lots of like squads you can do, and like some of the characters you get interact really well with other characters that you wouldn't have thought of. There's like little like bonding stories that each character can kind of have.
Yeah.
That if they're in the same squad together, they increase their like affinity towards each other, and then if they get to the next level, they have a little heart icon. You can see like little story with them together, just them interacting. It could just be them like making fun of each other. It could be them kind of showing a little bit of romantic interest to the other person, or them like I said, just making fun of each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of nice. So it really builds out the characters that are in this giant squad, which was very nice because when you get a cast like that, a lot of times people just get forgotten. Like, okay, cool, yeah, this guy was very important in the beginning, and then he just yeah, exactly. Like, okay, you're gone. So it was kind of nice, and you do like each personality is pretty unique, and each like character is fun. But like, I found my favorites, and like they were the ones I went with. I'm like, cool, yep, these are the guys.
That's wicked.
And I beat the game, and it was a good game. I had a good time. I bought it on sale from when it was like $40 or so. Definitely worth my money for it. Had a good time. And even the company itself, I liked their work they've done before. I'm glad they got the success they got out of this one. There's even reports that the CEO of the company put forth his own personal money because they ran out of money during the development.
Wow.
So he believed in this game. He wanted to finish it, and they still had like a good year before they could finish it. And he put forth his own money to make sure that they could finish it and get the product they wanted to out there to the people and everything.
I wonder how much it ended up selling. From what I understand, I think it did good.
Yep. Like I said, this was like their big one. The one before this was Aegis 13 that kind of got them some good notoriety. And then this one came out and everyone was just like, oh, this is the guy from Aegis 13, which was a good story game as well. Everyone jumped on this one. Like it was like a surprise sleeper that came out in October, right before the holiday time, and everyone like, oh, this is a good game. It's a good game, and the sales just kind of just kept going up because like word of mouth just hit the anime gaming community, and they're like, yeah, everyone needs to try this game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember there was 2 games that came around that time that it came out, and that was one of them that I looked at and I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty interesting. So
definitely a good time. Enjoyed it. Not my cup of tea, but still enjoyed the game. It had a good story. Very, like I said, very anime-ish, generic kind of story. But I play JRPGs all the time. I love it. Give me the power of friendship. I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you said that for Unicorn Overlord. So make sure you guys check that out. My game was one that just came out recently. It was Split Fiction. Made by EA, and I think the studio is called Hazelight. If anybody's played It Takes Two, it came out like a couple years ago. It's the same makers from that, so most of the games that they make, including like A Way Out, before It Takes Two, they're all co-op based. So I believe it requires you to have somebody else to play, else you can't play.
From my understanding, yeah.
I don't think there's any way to play solo or anything like that. So you can do it couch co-op, or you can even do obviously online with somebody. So I did it with my brother, and we played the game, and it was amazing. Already, like, I'm like, oh man, there's a good chance it might get like Game of the Year. If nothing else comes out, that's awesome. Because when It Takes Two came out, it was ended up getting Game of the Year that year.
I think Take Two got it.
Yeah. So and this one I think is just as good, if not better, than It Takes Two. But basically, the story, it goes into there's 2 ladies that show up at a research facility. They're writers. They want to get their stories published, and they make them get into a machine that helps them realize their ideas and stuff like that. Little do they know that there's some suspect stuff going on with the company. So basically, what happens is that versus them being in their own separate ideas, they somehow manage to get into each other's, and they're basically living out each other's like ideas.
Okay.
For like stories and stuff like that. So that's how the levels go. It usually goes back and forth between the two protagonists, and the whole time you're just playing the level with your co-op person, and you can see everything that they're doing, everything that you're doing, and it's just like seamless how they do the co-op. You have to do things together. At times you have to compete against each other, like little mini games and stuff like that. But they've done it so well. And the weird thing about it is that there's not too many controls into it. It's more kind of like platformish. So you got a jump, double jump, a dash, and then depending on the level, they'll throw in a little extra something you can do with one of the controllers or something like that. So they're usually whatever job they give the other person does the other thing. So sometimes you guys have to work with each other to get through the level. You need the other person to get through, which is kind of the essence of the game. To work with each other.
With each other, yeah.
So the level designs were amazing. They go from everything from sci-fi to fantasy in different type of levels. So you'll have something like a desert level, a space level, this and that. So and there's also different like you can race and stuff in there and some of the levels. It's very generous with the way that you do dying and stuff like that. Usually if both of you die at the same time, then you'll have to continue back to like a checkpoint. But usually if one of you get killed at some point, as long as the other person's still playing, you can just hop right back in after a couple seconds. So they're very generous with that. I think that gives it makes it very accessible to a lot of people that might not be gamers, because I can see a lot of me and my brother game, but there might be, I've seen other people like where it's a couple, a man maybe playing, the girl doesn't play too much, but it gives them the chance to play together because it's not too difficult and stuff. So that was good. It's very accessible to different types of people. Story was awesome. It goes deep. The voice acting was pretty good, was really good too. And overall, I just think it was a blast to have. I would definitely play it again, and I think we might be going back in because apparently I don't know if you heard about it,
the laser hell level.
Yeah, and I'm furious because I didn't know about that. If I knew about it when we were playing, I would have said let's do it. If I knew I could win a freaking trip to Sweden. But if anybody doesn't know, the developers put in a hidden like level inside the game that's on its own, from what I understand, is hard to access. Because I still don't even know how to get to it myself. I can probably look it up, but it's a super hard level full with like lasers and stuff. And once you get to the end of it, there's a message from the director of the studio, and he actually advises that some of the staff had trouble beating the level themselves. So if there's anybody that can do it, he's super proud of them, and they should be proud. The first people that successfully done it and that they knew about it, he's actually going to be flying them out to Sweden to their studio so they can check out the next new game and stuff. But it just that shows you the heart that's behind the game, that they like doing that. The director also said that the story is based kind of like on his daughters, and that's why there's 2 female protagonists this time. But as far as like overall gameplay, story, it was a complete full package. It's probably the next best thing that I've played after Astrobot and stuff, which nice short game, but just fun. Full substance. Yeah. And I gladly recommend that to anybody.
Yeah, it's like as much as I love playing RPGs that are 40 plus hours long. Getting a nice like 15, 10, even 20-hour game that's just like, this is so much is packed into it. You just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no pressure. You just enjoy what's been given. It's like, this was just a good game.
Like, it's weird to play a game to take a break from a game.
Yeah.
And that's what like Split Fiction and like Astrobot was. It's like same thing, more RPG oriented, but sometimes you don't want to take like 100 hours to beat something. So the fact that you can just escape for like a quick dab is awesome.
Especially with these kind of games where there's a little bit of puzzles involved too. So it's like you still kind of think, you kind of figure out, how can I do this? How can I get around this? Oh, I'm screwing up here. Let me try going on this side instead. It's not so much just brute forcing through everything.
Yeah. And the one thing I will say that I like about their games is that I like the emphasis on co-op, and that they give the access to do couch co-op, because I feel like there needs to be more of that. I mean, of course you can play a multiplayer game, but you know, it's a bunch of faceless people and stuff like that. The only good time I have really with multiplayer right now is like, say, when me, you, and Will are like playing games. We've done like our slew of games, and I have the best time doing those. So the fact that they're trying so hard to bring people back together in this form, instead of just, you know, another Call of Duty.
It's like back when, you know, PS1 and N64 was coming out, and just like being to do multiplayer games, like, what, I can play with my friends in this thing together, like we're not just competing, but we're also doing it co-op. Or it's like, yes, come on over, we'll play this game together. Like, yes, let's do it, let's go.
And the last thing I will say is that even though it is a co-op game and it seems like very light, they have some spectacular moments inside the game. Like, some of their set pieces are like done really, really well, especially even in the last portion of the game, like the last level and everything. They do a really good job of showing. It's weird, like they you remember when the PS5 was coming out and they were talking about how Ratchet and Clank, how switching from places to places was happening so quick. It kind of similar to that. So but they do it really, really well. But that's going to be the end of the show. You guys got to hear what we thought about Split Fiction and Unicorn Overlord.
Yep.
So I think there's a solid recommend on both. Yeah. So definitely recommend them. Go get them. Go check them out. Have fun with them, and let us know in the comments what you guys think about the games. And always remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And we appreciate you guys being here with us.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good one.